Alright y'all, welcome back for another episode on the preppy end. So I know we told somebody that we would do freezer paper. We don't do paper, all because of the fact that everything that you use in the freezer paper freezer burns very quickly. What we're going to be doing today is a food sealer. The food sealer that we've had. One, it reduces freezer burn a lot. It reduces it by almost about 99%. The size that we're using, guys, is the bigger roll, which is 11 inch. 11 inch by 16 foot. So it's got 11 inches across and 16 foot of roll here. Okay. So we're going to use that to do all this meat right here that we got today. Okay. We got all this meat at Ingles. Right there. Got it all at Ingles. Great prices, by the way, for good sized meats and good amounts of meats. A lot of them are family packs. Some are just regular old packs of 4 pieces or whatever, you know. We're going to use this. Also, the Food Saver also saves on the space. It literally sucks the oxygen out and just completely compresses it almost. We're going to do a first batch. Our first batch is probably going to be this right here. This is stew beef. We're going to put this in packages. We got 4 of them here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that in, and we will let you see what that looks like when we get it, at least 1 or 2 of them in, and then we'll let you see what it looks like after it gets compressed. Okay, guys? We'll be right back with the stew beef. Alright, guys. End result of 1 stew beef so far. Okay. Now, what you want to do is a little bit of must needs here. We got beef stew here, guys. Okay. Label it what it is, because when it freezes, you're not gonna be able to see what all this is. See, all the oxygen is pretty much gone out of this thing. Okay. Put your date of when you actually did it, when you sealed it up. That way, you can organize your deep freezers or your freezers by date. Newest, which would be this will go on the bottom because it's newer. So this would be on the very bottom of our deep freezer. We have a little chest freezer, so that's what we put everything in. Okay. Now we're going to do the next 3 right here, guys. Okay. There's 1 package per bag. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We'll come back and we'll let you see what that looks like in the end. Okay. So we'll be right back with the. Alright, guys, we're back. Here's the end result of the beef stew, guys. Again, label. Put you a label, what it is. And then come over, put your date. You need your Sharpie, whether it's a fat one, a little thin one, doesn't matter. As long as you can see what it is. What you got sealed in these packs. Because once it freezes, it's going to have all that frost on it. You're not going to know what's actually in here. So you want to put somewhere where you can read it. In this case, on the freezer bags, on these Food Saver bags, they have a little white strip. It's actually the date and what's in it. However you want to do it. We just do what's in it and the date on the next one. It makes it a little bit simple and easier. Now, there's a few things that we're not going to do in the Food Savers because they're already sealed up. One is this guy, this little guy. That's all that is. It's already sealed up. It's already pre-sealed. Same thing with the pork loin right here. Okay? We're not going to put these in freezer bags. We're just going to freeze them just like they are. That way, we already know what's in it. Label's already on there. And we can just continue on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get all this done. And we'll come back and we'll show you what the whole thing looks like in the end result. And you'll see. See how much space all this would take up right here? If this was all in what they are in the deep freezer. Okay, so we're going to show you what this looks like in the end. Okay, all right guys, we'll be right back and we'll show you the end result. All right guys, welcome back. For the final part of it is like for these right here, for instance, we've got what it is, the date, and how many we have in it. Okay, that's another big part of this whole thing, is putting how many's in there. That way you're not guessing, hey, I've got 10 or I got 6 or however much. Like for instance, the regular pork chops here, guys, we got bone-in pork chop or bone-in chops, the date, and how many's in there. Okay, again, we're not going to put these in any of these bags. They're already sealed up. They're all ready to go. We're just going to throw them in the deep freezer and let them freeze. The end result, guys, look how much space we got. Look how much space you get. Okay. Now, I do advise those of you who do use paper, freezer paper, if you can, just a suggestion. Again, everything on here is suggested only. Go ahead and get yourself it doesn't have to be one of these type of food sealers, all this extra crap on here. If you're using it just to seal meat up, you can do yourself just a regular basic food sealer. You can go online, you can get them at Walmart. Either way you can get one. They're fairly cheap on some of them. But guys, the freezer paper, it's a good option for if you can't afford one of these at that point in time, a food saver. But once you get some funds available, go ahead and get yourself one. It does save a lot of space. It sucks the oxygen out. It does help meat last a lot longer. It lasts instead of the normal, like 2-3 months, you get about anywhere between 6 to 9 months out of vacuum sealed meat. Okay, guys, you can do it for store bought or game. It doesn't matter. Meat is meat. It sucks all the oxygen out. Like right here, this is nothing but unoxidized meat right here. It's sealed up right here at the end. You can tell that little seal right there. And we've got some roast beef roast right here. We got a few of those. We've got a couple of things of stew beef, like I was showing you at the beginning. Chopped loin, boneless loin, boneless chops. You get it. If you have an Ingles nearby, if you live near an Ingles, go ahead and go to the Ingles and get you some decent meat. Walmart's meats is okay, but it kind of goes bad quick. I don't know why, but it does. Again, some stuff is already packaged. It's pre-packaged for you. It's already sealed up. Get some of those. Those actually come in real handy over there. But get yourself a good food sealer. We were going to do a quick paper wrap for most people that still use paper. We don't, unfortunately. We found out that doing freezer paper, the meat doesn't last as long, guys. It lasts maybe a month or two, and then it gets freezer burnt if you don't eat it in time. But other than that, guys, keep doing what you're doing. Last, survive, do whatever you can. This is a good little quick notion of prep. If you can afford the $40 food saver, Walmart's got them. You can even go online, check online, eBay, Amazon, any of those. Sometimes Walmart has got them cheaper than in the store. So if you can, grab you one. Like I said, it doesn't have to have all this fancy little gadgets on top and stuff like that. Just your basic food sealer will work. Find the right bags, for it, like these here. These are made just for Food Sealer, or Food Saver. This is Food Saver brand. Now they used to be pretty good. They're thinned out a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. But there's another kind of food sealer out there. Don't remember what the name of it is. It might be Meal Saver or something like that. But it does pretty much the same thing this guy does. It's just smaller. They do make one that's probably about 3 inches tall, sitting down. It's about 3 inches tall. It's real simple. It seals up your meat. Does the exact same thing that this big bad boy does, but just smaller. That's it. Get yourself one if you can. Cheap one doesn't matter. Get the funds built up. Get you a better one. Just keep going till you can afford the good ones. We were lucky. We got ours on sale at the time, luckily, and instead of being $80, it was about $50. And we bought it. We went ahead and bought it. Bought the bags. Now they do come in different ones. This one here is, again, it's 11 inch. Comes with 4 rolls. It's about $24, something like that. For 4 rolls. It does come with another box that has 2 rolls of the 11 inch and 2 rolls of the smaller, shorter ones for like vegetables and stuff like that. And yes, you can do vegetables the same way, by the way. You can take fresh vegetables, seal them up, and freeze them the exact same way. It doesn't necessarily have to be meat that you do. If, let's say you've got a garden out there and you're wanting fresh produce, you can take your produce, put it in the smaller bags. You can even use the big 11-inch bags to do the same thing with the vegetables. There's no limit to what you can do. The only thing that we suggest you do is, if you're doing whether it be meat or vegetables or anything, there's 2 options on this one we have. It's dry and moist. Okay, guys, pay attention to what you're doing. Dry is more or less for like rice and flour and stuff like that. We did do flour at one point. We did have a couple of nice big bags of flour that we did. We ended up using that, and we just bought flour regularly. Now the short ones I was talking about are these guys right here. They're about I think about 8 inch. I think they're 8 inch compared to the one roll at the beginning of the video that I showed you. So these are good for vegetables. They're good for doing rice. They're good for doing smaller things on those. Okay, guys. Again, you get your meat. You want it to last a little bit longer. Just get you the basic food sealer. Basic food sealer will work. It not very much. Seen one at Walmart today, actually, when we went to buy all this right here, this little bit of meat that we got. It was only like $30 after tax and everything. Excuse me, guys. But I'm not saying run out right now and buy your food sealer. Don't do that. Make sure you've got the room to do your meat. Okay. When I say room, I mean room in, if you have a deep freezer, use your deep freezer, organize it really good. Okay? But again, you'll want to take your newest meat, if you've got a chest freezer, that is. If you've got a chest freezer, take your newest meat and stick it on the bottom. All your older meat will go up towards the top of the deep freezer. So this will be at the bottom. Our newest meat will be at the bottom. Our oldest will be at the top. Okay? But again, guys, if you have an Ingles nearby, run by, spend you a few dollars on some meat. Okay? We did get quite a good deal. Now these guys right here are great in the oven, by the way. These little boneless fresh pork tenderloins, they're great in the oven. Awesome in the oven. They're not real big, but for like if you have a family of 2 or 3 people, grab you a couple of those These right here were only about $6. Okay, and you can't really beat $6. They were on sale, so we grabbed them, you know, best we could. And even these big loins, these big pork loins, they were on sale. Everything we got was on sale. If you have an Ingles nearby, go to your Ingles, your closest Ingles, get you some good meat. We've cooked out with their meat. We've baked their meat. We put it in the oven. We've had some great roasts, some great time. Okay, guys. Again, label it. Put what it is. Put your date that you did it and how many. Okay, guys. Same thing. It goes around everywhere. Okay. This one here needs to have how many's in it. But you put how what it is, because once it freezes, guys, you know, when I say this, I mean this literally. Once it freezes, you're not gonna be able to see what this is. This will look like one big piece of meat in the freezer once you get it out. Chuck steak, it'll be frozen. All you'll see is the name, the date, and how many's in it. Okay, guys, don't worry about how you put it in. If you can make it work with, we go by blocks. We got 1, 2, 3 blocks, guys. Okay, we go by the blocks of how much room we'll have. So if you can make, you know, 2 1/4 block here work for something small, do that. Same thing with the boneless chops. Okay, we made it work with 2 1/4 blocks. Okay, that's one way to do a quick measurement of how much you got. Other than that, you look at how much you have on product wise. So let's say right here, this is 10 bone-in pork chops, regular pork chops. Okay, we have 10. Last time we did this, we only did 3 of these little blocks right here, and we ended up having to squish them up to about here. And these things are big, plus bone. So we had, I told Mrs. Robinson, let's do 4 blocks instead. So we got block, 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 block. Okay, got how many we have, which is 10, the date, and what they are. The bone-in chops with the date and how many. Definitely do that. It'll help you in the long run. Again, take your oldest out, put your newest in, put your oldest on top of your new. Okay, but that was a quick video for doing how we do our meat for storage in the freezer. Okay, guys, however you do it, it's up to you. Now, if you still want to see how we do paper, we will be happy to show you. We'll figure out a way to go out and get some freezer paper and some freezer tape. Okay, guys, so just let us know in the comments. You know, slap us an email, however you want to do it. Let us know. If you still want to see how to do the paper, we will be glad to show you. Okay, guys, questions, comments, throw them down in the comment section. Hit that like, subscribe, and notifications button. That way we can continue on doing what we're doing, guys. We're just trying to help educate you on how to survive, how to make things last a lot longer. Okay, again, questions, throw it in the comment, shoot us an email, hit that like, subscribe, and notifications button, share with your friends and family, and until we strike again, we'll see you then.